10% of all the new cars sold in Iowa come from the Karl Auto Group. Our neighbors trust us to have the largest selection and the highest standards. To our current customers, thank you. And to our future customers, see for yourself why Karl drives Iowa.
Your dealer for life, it's the Karl way.
My game plan? Get the best, without the fuss. That's why I love Fairway. Everything I need, easy to find. And a hometown atmosphere that just hits different. Fairway, your home court advantage.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Cyclone Fanatic post-game show. I'm your host, Leah Nelson, alongside Chelsea Poppens. As always, thank you for joining us in the Northwest Bank studio right after this game. Iowa State takes down an Arizona State team that has been pretty solid this year, 90-64. So big win for the Iowa State Cyclones, and we will get into it. We will chat about it, but let's thank our sponsors first. Starting with Karl Auto Group, they're the presenting sponsor all season long. We are so thankful to have them on board. They're huge Cyclone fans and Cyclone Fanatic fans. And our friends over at Fairway Meat and Grocery. Make sure to do some grocery shopping over at Fairway. They're awesome. We love them. They're a great sponsor. So go check out Fairway when you get a chance. All right, Chelsea, big game. And big news with Addie Brown back. After, 11 games without her, with her on the bench. Her tweet was awesome. Got Iowa State fans super excited. So that's kind of like my first question. One, were you surprised that they had her start? And two, how did you think that she did, back in the Iowa State lineup? And how did Iowa State kind of handle having Addie back?
I'm not surprised that they started her. She's more than deserved the starting position whenever she gets back and healthy. So that was not a surprise to me. As far as the minutes, I'm sure she's kind of easing back into playing minutes, seeing if her back can handle playing more than 20 minutes. I'm sure she was probably a little bit limited by the coaching staff and the medical staff, but I mean, she still had 6 assists, 7 rebounds. Obviously not looking to do not as much of an offensive threat as we would love her to be, but totally fine with her first game back after being gone for so long.
It was nice to see her getting some assists to Audie. Audie had 28 points, I believe she finished with, which is nice because I feel like the last few games we've seen her kind of in the 10, 18, she had a couple 20-point games. But do you think having Addie back, we could see Audie, in the higher 20s, maybe 30-point game range?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the game plan when Addie's in. It's like that triple threat between her, Jada, and Crooks. And Addie's a tremendous player, and she has the ability to find Crooks when she's open that other players don't always have that chemistry. And we know to expect that from her. And so the 6 assists, we expect that. And to see Crooks in the 28 points, that's normal for when Addie's in because they have that type of chemistry. And Addie has such a good basketball IQ and knows how to see the court the way other players don't always have those reps or ability.
Overall, I personally, going into this game, I said it earlier, Arizona State is a solid team. I personally thought the game was going to be a little bit closer. What are your thoughts, and what did Iowa State do well to make the game, 90-64?
Okay. I really liked our ability, our motion, the ability to move our energy a lot better. I liked when, obviously Crooks is so dominant, but I like seeing our, when Crooks gets out of the way and kind of gives the guard a chance to go one-on-one, with Beatty a couple times. I think it's a nice change to see other players create plays for themselves and to change the dynamics of the Iowa State way of playing. And we're always going to have Crooks. She's always going to be a phenomenal player, but it's really nice to see other players have the chance to create their own offensive threat and go one-on-one to the hoop. And so I that was a nice thing to see as far as like winning. Like and I love a W, don't get me wrong, but the foul discrepancy was pretty big. I think at one point it was like 16-3, and I'm like, I don't like to see that. Just like I like to see people play. I like the physicality, but I think that was a piece of it. And obviously we were shooting a lot better, more efficient than Arizona, but yeah. So those are like a few pieces. I like Beatty, and I like seeing Hare step up.
Yes,
Kind of underappreciated players a lot of the time, and I love when they get their points because they're like high energy momentum points that like you just feel it throughout the entire team.
I was going to say the last few shows, I feel like I could probably say the last 5, we've been wanting players to just be more consistent and take control, because obviously we know Jada's going to do well and we know Audie's going to do well. But it's so awesome to see like Reese and AJ and Kinsey just continue to be better and better. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but they look just so much more confident out there in the last couple of games, which has been, I mean,
they're attacking the hoop more. They're looking for their shots. They're looking for their shots on the 3-point. And if they're not there, they're making IQ attacks to the hoop. And that's how they need to be developing in order to be a better player than they were at the beginning of the season. And we're seeing it now.
What I love about Kinsey Hare too is she obviously struggled at the beginning of the season, or in the middle of the season, making that 3-pointer that we knew she could, but she didn't stop shooting. Like, she's continuing to shoot, and obviously now points are falling, shots are falling. It's just, it's nice to have her out on the court too. But shout out Jada Williams again. 22 points, 8 assists. She's really been killing it, and it has been really fun. 26 points.
Get it right. Check yourself. Check yourself, Leah.
I'm gonna blame it on Aiden for taking down the box score too early.
I can't even see it.
He pulls it up every time, and I'm like,
I need my bifocals to read that.
Aiden, can you zoom in?
No, I have it pulled up on my second screen, but yeah. 26 points, 8 assists. Also, shout out to Jada for like 2 turnovers.
Yeah, that's huge.
Consistent improvement. That's exactly what we need to see.
I also want to talk about how.
Hold on. That also correlates with Beatty and Hare having the ball in their hands a lot more, and Addie Brown being out there. So Jada doesn't have to carry that load.
Which obviously is a huge, benefit, because 2 turnovers. Amazing.
Yep.
Also, we've talked in the last couple of shows how Iowa State will be up and then they kind of fall off in the 4th quarter. But that was the opposite tonight. I think they just...
I was a little bit worried at one point where you're catching back up, and I was like, please no.
Not again. Not
again. But they didn't surprise me, but they did.
They feel more, I don't want to say just because like Addie Brown is back, but they feel just like they're starting to feel more complete, more whole. Just everyone's doing what their like role is on the court really, really well in these last couple of games. And I think this is the perfect time, knock on wood, but for Iowa State to really like figure everything out. There's a couple of games left in the regular season, and then we get into, tourney play. So I don't know. I'm feeling really confident in the way I
will say I did kind of miss Polk's energy out there. I know she was injured. I don't know what she was injured with. I don't have any insider information. Sorry, Cyclone Nation. But I did miss her energy out there. She brings a little bit of je ne sais quoi.
Oh my gosh. Oh, period. I think she was kind of... they were trying to determine whether she was going to play or not in the Kansas State game. So she's kind of hesitant. And then she did play. And then now, obviously, I think she was in a sling. Yeah. Anyone in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. She was in a sling. So, yeah, hopefully it's nothing too serious, because you're right. I think those big energy players bring so much to Iowa State, and in the sense of, like, offensive rebounds or steals. And so it's just like those kind of quiet plays that sometimes
it's a deeper bench. And I think now having Addie back, we are a much more holistic, well-rounded team than we were before. And so only works to our strength and only good things to come.
Well, and it's perfect timing too, because Iowa State takes on number 12 TCU on Sunday. So I'm pumped for that. I'm excited. I think Addie Brown getting back, perfect timing. And hopefully they all mesh and do well, and we'll be here. So
As always,
thanks for being here, Chelsea. Aiden, thanks for producing. Thanks to everyone for listening. And shout out to our sponsors, Karl Auto Group and Fairway Meat and Grocery. Go Cyclones.